Okay, so we are recording. Again, thank you everyone for coming and taking part in this webinar with us. We're very excited to have you. My buddy Chris Yearling is here with us, and he's going to be teaching us his methods on finding things to sell and how to list things to sell, and the strategies that he implements to make hundreds of sales per day on eBay. So without further ado, Chris, I'm going to hand it over to you, and
Hey, great. Sounds good.
let me know if you have anything you need me to do here. I'm going to make you presenter here.
I
Cool.
just, okay, show my screen, it says, so I better do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so is my screen on then?
yes, sir.
Okay, so I can hide this for now. Yeah, oh, they can't see that anyways.
So
All right,
what I'll do, Chris, real quick rules. If you guys have questions about anything, post them in the question box, and I will interrupt Chris while he's training, and we'll address it. And then Chris has some key points that he's going to pause on and make sure that he really drills home the idea when it comes to like title building and your descriptions and stuff. So Chris, take it away. I'm going to mute myself until I see questions in the question box.
all right, sounds good, guys. Well, welcome everybody. It is, 7 o'clock my time. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but thanks for taking time out of your evening to come on the webinar. Most of you have probably seen the format in which I do an eBay listing, and I'm going to do that again tonight. What I'm going to do, though, is probably pause in some of the areas that people have been asking a lot of questions about. I pay pretty close attention to the questions. I see what people are struggling with in the group. Plus, I do personal coaching, too, and I know what people struggle with. And that's okay, because we were all brand new at some point, too, and you just got to look at things in perspective. And what people tend to do is they don't look at things in perspective, and they think just because they heard some trainer or watched some video, they should have results right away and be the super seller on eBay, and that just simply isn't the case. I have worked extremely hard to get where I'm at today on eBay. This is my training account, so you can see I have zero feedback. My active account that I'm in every day, there's thousands of feedback there, and there's a reason for that, and we can talk about that if we need to. But I'm going to show you exactly what I did when I first got started. And keep in mind, I don't like to tell this story because I want some sort of sympathy or something. But you have to remember, everybody has struggles. I have struggles. We all have kids. We all have jobs. Brian had struggles in the beginning. He wasn't too good at eBay, and he just moved to other platforms and things like that. But we all have struggles. When I first started, I didn't even have a computer. I was working, 60 hours a week at my job. I suffer from MS, and it was hard for me to work. It was hard for me to pay the bills, and I didn't even have a computer. And I started way back in the day listing out of the suggestion from a friend of mine, and I would stop at the library every day and put up listings every day on my way home from work, dead tired, really exhausted from my MS, but I knew I needed to change something. So that was my motivation. I really blocked everything out and just did it. And so what I'm telling you is your circumstances are different than mine. I only have use of my right hand. It's not like my left hand is cut off or nothing, but it just, to manipulate things with it, I lost my ability to type with two hands. I can only type the one finger wonder, and that's a challenge. But we all have our own issues, whether they're personal or financial or whatever your case may be. I'm just here to tell you, you can get through it. You can get through it, and you just got to keep pressing forward. I just got off a training call with a gentleman that's one of my students, and he was listing and he was doing his listings correctly, and he got his first sale today after a month of listing. But I told him, just keep at it, keep doing it. You're doing the listings right. You know what you're doing. You know how to do it. You just got to keep doing it, and something will break through. He's got zero feedback. It's hard to earn people's trust when you have zero feedback. You got to do some of the things that Brian showed in his training videos to get some feedback going, so you can earn some people's trust. I mean, think about it. Would you shop at a store that you've never shopped at before? No, not really. Would you buy something from somebody you don't know? You're always a little bit hesitant. And until you have some feedback and some good things going for you, it's going to be slow going in the beginning. So let me just show you what I do every day. I open up now. Just take this. I mean, don't take it with a grain of salt, but just take this in the fashion of, you got to learn to dump. The idea that I got to listen to Brian, or I got to listen to Chris, or I got to listen to Mary, or this Facebook group, or everything. This is simply what I do. And the reason I do it is because it works. I don't do it because somebody in a Facebook group told me to do it. I don't do it because I've had training that everybody here probably hasn't had. I do it because it works. And that's the only proof I need to keep doing something. There is no reason to stop doing something that is making you money, and there's no reason to do unnecessary things just because somebody said it's a good idea. And that's why sometimes you see me post a comment in the group when somebody says, what about this, what about this, you just don't need to worry about some things. And I know it's hard, and tough love is hard, and it's hard to get certain things out of your mind that you believe are true, or somebody told you it's true, but that's not the case. So what I did every day is I opened up an eBay window, and this may not be the best way, but this is what I do. I opened up an eBay window, I opened up an Amazon window, and I opened up a second eBay window for research. So that being said, we listed this portable playpen the last time we were on there, and you can see it's a very inflated price, and it's still getting views. Now, are the views great? No, but I'll guarantee you people are finding this listing, and they're glancing at the price, and they're just not even opening it up. And it's still getting 24 people to look at it. So I go over to Amazon, and that's the item we listed last time. So let's pick something a little bit different here. I go over to Amazon, and I go down in this category here, and let's just, let's just type something in. I pick a category. Let's just type in something. Oops. See, there's my fingers going at. I got to get through that stuff. End table. Let's do an end table. Let's do some end tables and see what we come up with. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of end tables here, 98,000 of them to be exact, 370. Now you can go down and you can pick, drill down in those categories and narrow it down if you want. And I'm just narrowing this down, hopefully. Come on. And then I'm going to go down here on the left-hand side, and I want things that are over $49 so I can get some free shipping. So let's just turn this little wizard off here. We're looking for prime items over $49 so we get free shipping. I know that this is a prime item here, so we're going to go ahead and pick that, and we're going to copy that title, and we're going to go to our second eBay window, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to paste that in the search box. And then a whole bunch of these end tables are going to come up. And Brian, I'm just going to stop here just for 1 second, because this is where people have a major roadblock. This item is for sale for $65 on, let me roll this up. This item is for sale for $65 on Amazon. And people's first thought is, how in the world are you ever going to sell it for a profit when there's people selling it for $80-some, $81, $86, $87, $85, $81, and then somebody way down here, there's 94, 90, there's all kinds of people selling this item. And you just got to get over the fact that you need to be the cheapest one, that you need to be the most expensive one, whatever it is that you get hung up on price, you're just simply not concerned about price. The only thing you're concerned about is opening up one of these listings, okay, and then I actually copy this, and I know some people are saying already, why do you do that? Why don't you just do it all in one? This is just simply what I do. And I go ahead and I paste it in there. Oops, what did I do here? I want to copy that, and I want to go paste it over in my eBay window. And I want to get that in where I'm going to actually do the listing. Okay? So I have the seller's listing on my eBay account, and I'm going to go underneath the picture and I'm going to hit sell now. Now keep in mind, when you're doing this and you got a real rhythm down, a listing literally takes you 15 minutes at the most. And the only reason this is going to take a half an hour or so is because I'm explaining things along the way. I would be almost done with this listing already if you know, we were just cruising along. So now we're in the back part of that listing, okay? There's just the old title from that other person that we're going to out-title them. There's no pictures. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that we're going to talk about that as we go through. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of this title. So I'm going to go to Title Builder. And in Title Builder, this is another issue that some people have. They want to type in things like wood end table with handles. That's not what you want. You want the generic, the most generic description of whatever the item is you're selling. So in this case, we're going to type in just end table because we're looking for words. We're looking for words. Okay? Now, another mistake people take is they'll take this title and use this one because Title Builder recommends that title. Well, Title Builder is recommending that title for one of these end tables. But your words are over on this side, okay? The most popular ones are going to have the longest bars, and then the other ones are good words to use, and we're going to construct our title. So we're going to go back here and create a listing, and we're going to take out everything that does not make sense and leave in the words that do, okay? And remember, your title is about attracting. It is not about selling. So you do not want to describe the item in your title. You do not want to sell the item in your title. You want to attract people to your listing in the title. That is what you need to do. So if you look at Title Builder, we have like end table, vintage, any words over here that do not misrepresent your item are fine. Let's see, so side table's good. We could put stuff like furniture, and we can rearrange this stuff once we get it all in there to see if we can make grammatic sense. I believe side tables, the end table, so end is a good word. Furniture, maybe decor is a good word. I'm thinking maybe living room. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. Living room, one word or two, I don't know, so I'm just going to make it two. But you see, you got to use both Title Builder and kind of common sense. Some people might want a side table or an end table for a lamp. So lamp becomes a good word because they're going to go and Google and they're going to type in, you know, end table for my lamp. You know, so lamp is a good word. Let's see, living room, maybe den. Den is a good word. And wood, you know, wood is a good word. Because somebody might want a wood one, somebody might want a metal one. I didn't see no glass or anything like that on there. And you can see we got 24 characters left. And you want to utilize those to the best of your ability. So let's just start making sense of the first 3 words so people can get an idea of what we're selling just by the first 3 words. I think more people say end table than side table. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this over a little bit and get the spacing correct. Decor is, this is the only part right here that needs to make sense, is what I'm saying. People know that it's an end table, and some people call it a side table. The rest of this is just good keywords. It doesn't, you don't need to sell in the title. So the wrong thing to do up here, Brian, would be to do stuff like 42 inches by 10 inches. Nobody's going to search for that in eBay search or in Google search. They're going to search for living room furniture, living room decor, an end table, a side table, a wood end table. Some people might type in metal. So, is there metal on this? Absolutely there's metal on it. There's metal on the handles. You are not lying. You are not misrepresenting this item by putting the word metal in your title. There's metal on the hinges. Nobody's going to say, I thought you said it was metal. It's wood. That's not what they're going to do. They look for an end table, and that's why people struggle up here. These are just simply keywords. If somebody asks you a question like, well, is it wood or metal? Because you said it's both. No, those are, you can answer it. Those are just keywords that I use so you find my listing, and obviously it worked. I've told people that flat out before. And I've also said, yeah, the metal is in the hinges or whatever you want to do. So you got all kinds of things there that you can do. We got 18 characters left, and you just got to come up with some more words. You know, you can go to Title Builder. You can put in modern. You could put in pair. So we could do that. So let's just go modern. And some people look for a pair of end tables. So that's okay. Pair is not saying there's 2. You know, a lot of people argue the fact that it says there's a pair. No, this is for 1 end table. Nowhere does it say there's a pair of end tables. Okay? But if you don't feel good about that, it's no big deal. Just take it out instead of thinking about it all day and, you know, causing yourself not to do the listing. You know, let's just look for some other one. A pedestal, is it antique? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with antique. So, it's a top. Top is probably a good keyword. Top. Antique, probably not. I wouldn't use antique. Vintage. Pedestal was the other word I was looking for. So let's go there. We're going to probably... Okay. Normally I would have just got right through that. There's not enough letters for that. So at the end, you know, a lot of people do a lot of things. You know, if you're just struggling for words, you know, either come up with them. Some people might put in a hinge. You know, they're looking for a hinged door, or you just might type in door. You just got to kind of make up your mind what you want to do, you know, and not think about it too much. You know, don't let these things bother you. What should I do, this word or that word? Just put something in there and call it good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that title because I know I'm going to use it down here. And so I'm going to go down to where you do the body of the listing. And I'm just going to paste that in right away because I know I'm going to use it. Okay? So now we're going down, and it automatically put it in the right category. You don't worry about create variations and all that stuff because you don't need to do that. If you're going to have more than one size of some, just make 2 listings. I just found it works better. Now, the important part here about the UPCs, okay? Now, in this listing, it didn't load UPCs from the other buyer, but even if it did, you want to change that anyway. So, I have mine on my desktop, and so I'm going to go there, and I'm going to grab a UPC out of my
Real quick,
UPC.
Chris. Real quick. Let's show them where to get the UPCs.
Yep, I'll do that right after I put this one in here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'm going to cut the UPC out of the list because you will never use it again. A lot of people are wasting a lot of time tracking their UPCs and what item it's attached to. You'll never use it again. So just cut it out of your list and never use it again. I'm going to show you where I get UPCs here in just a sec. So I pasted that there. So where you want to go is you want to go to eBay and you want to reset the window, and you just want to type in UPC codes. You can see I've done it before. And the one you want to pick is, where is it? No, this one right here. So maybe what I should do, if you guys want to, is there a way to put this in the chat? We'll post this in the group so you guys all have it, but this is the one that you want to do. You can see they've sold 6,000 of them. They're very reputable, and you get them super fast. It comes in some sort of rich text format, and I just copied all the numbers out of there and put it on a notepad on my desktop. But this is the one that you want to use right here. Okay, so let's get back to our listing. That's where I got that UPC. The condition is new, then the pictures. Brian, the pictures are always a challenge for somebody, and this is an area that the trainers have all clouded this over so bad. You just open up the picture, you right-click on it, you hit Save Image As, and what I do is I actually put my whole title in there. Oops, I still got the UPC in there. So let me reduce that down here again. I didn't remember that. So I copied the title, and now I got to go back to there. And I paste that right in there, and then I know there's a quicker way to do this. Somebody told me once, but I just keep doing things the way that I've always done it, and I put the dash in between all these, and you can see, it's not the easiest thing for me to do. This is all with one finger, guys, and I don't want special concessions for that. I'm just telling you, we all got our challenges. I have a hard enough time just pressing the button on the mouse, but I just keep going. You got to just keep going. There's nothing that anybody can tell me that can keep me from doing a listing, because my mindset the whole time that I'm doing this is that I'm the best eBay lister out there. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know, but that's my posture, and I just believe that my listing is going to sell. And I think just having that positive energy with your listings is, and I'm going to save this on my desktop here so it won't be that hard to find. Okay, so now you're back, you got a picture saved, and you want to add that to your eBay listing. And you just find that there, you go to your desktop, and let's see, double click on the picture, and bingo, it goes right in there. Okay, there it is. And then when you go back to Amazon, if you can't find more pictures over on the left-hand side here, some other places that you can look is down in the comments. A lot of people put comments with their own pictures down here. You can open up one of these, and you can open up like this one and use that picture and save that. And then when I save that, I simply, well, let's just go ahead and do it. Save that, and it's probably not going to do it. I got to do it a different way here. So you can use your snipping tool. I'm just going to not really do this picture the way I would normally do it, but you can use your snipping tool, and then you can start typing your the way you named your last picture, and then just simply take out one of the words. That's all you got to do. Now you got another name for their next picture. Okay, so let's just see if that came up on the desktop or not. Try to put that in there. And there's that one. We'll double click on that, make sure it's okay. It looks like it's okay. So we'll go back to the eBay listing, and we're going to add another picture, and there it is right there, and that's going to go in there just fine. Okay?
We got
so now your pictures are in there.
Quick question for
you,
Chris. Shannon is asking why you use the dashes in between the words when you're naming your pictures.
The reason you put dashes in there is for SEO purposes. My understanding is, and through questions with eBay, is there's a whole bunch of different philosophies when it comes to pictures. Some people tell you to use, 3 words on your first picture, 4 words on your second picture, separated by hyphens. Some people tell you to use, as many words as possible, like I do, separated by hyphens. Some people say it doesn't even matter because eBay renames your pictures anyway. I've called eBay, I've asked them, and it's just one of those things that you talk to this rep, they tell you one thing, you talk to another rep, they tell you another thing, and this is the whole discussion I have with my students who have generally bought every training program out there, and they're so confused and overloaded with information. This is what I do, and I sell items, so I keep doing it. Is it the right way to do it? I don't know. Is it the wrong way to do it? I don't know. It's just what I do, and it works. My items sell. Now, can I honestly say it's the best way to do it? No, but nobody else has ever showed me that if you just change this, your results are going to go up. So that's the way. That's why I do it that way, and so that's that. So as you can see, the pictures are there, and I actually like my lead picture better than that one or this one. So we're going to leave that there. Now, this is all the item specifics of the person that listed this before. Sometimes you're going to have a UPC here. Sometimes you're going to have information here that you don't want. So we don't want the brand in there. So you can either remove the whole thing or you can just mark it unbranded. The MPN, just change it up a little bit. Just make it something different than, it was. Do you need the model? It's a side table. Features, whatever. It doesn't matter. Living room, material is cherry. That's okay. All this stuff is okay. You do not need information in everything. Okay? Then we always add our own item specific, and we put the term use in there, and we always put just end table. We just want to make sure we capture end table throughout the listing as much as possible. Okay? So now moving on down to, did I lose my title again? I think I did. Okay, so now we move down here and we put in that title again, and we hit enter twice, and we go back to Amazon and we grab the description, which is right, I'm pretty far down, which is right here. Okay, sometimes there's a manufacturer's description and then another description. Okay, you can simply just copy this whole thing, and you go back to your eBay window and you paste it in there. Okay, and then you can go back to Amazon and you can grab the bullet points. You don't get so worried about, always opening this up here, whatever. Just grab some bullet points. Doesn't even need to be all of them. Copy those, and you want to hit, oops, you want to hit enter a couple times, And you want to go ahead and paste that in there. Then you want to hit enter a couple times, maybe once more, twice more. Grab your shipping statement, which I got saved on a notepad. No big deal. A lot of people get stuck right here, Brian. A lot of people have this big, long shipping statement that they got from some group covering every possible thing that could go wrong in a shipping statement. What you don't realize is this section right here is not your return policy. It's not your shipping policy. This is just a description. All the important stuff is down here. This is what you're going to be held accountable for. So what I do then is I'll copy the title again, and I'll go underneath here, just a little more SEO, search engine optimization. You don't need to try to figure that out. You just do it, and center that there, and leave the rest just like that. We always do fixed price format. We always do a 30-day listing, and I know people will sit right next to me and argue with me over this, but 30-day listings, I can guarantee you, get better rank than good to cancel. Now, I always get asked, do you ever change to good to canceled? And the answer is yes, I do. If I have a listing like this that starts selling repetitively, meaning 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times, then I will change it to a good to canceled, because it just looks cool in the listing when it says 1 available, 2 sold, 1 available, 3 sold, you know, so on and so forth. So pricing is simple. Simple, simple, simple. Really, we're not really concerned about what other people are doing. It's $65.99. Okay, so we're going to go $65.99 times 1.4. Now, why 1.4? It's just a good number. It gives you a number of about where you need to sell this item, about where you need to sell this item to be profitable. So we need to sell this item somewhere around $92 to make money. Now remember, there was other people selling it for in the low 80s. There was people selling it in the 90s. But mentally, you just got to get over the fact that you're not even going to come up in the same search as those people. They copied the title out of Amazon and just put it on eBay. We made a title that is not even going to come up in those searches. So every item is profitable. Nobody is going to tell me different. Nobody is going to say, do you list only items that are profitable, and win that argument with me, because every item is profitable. If you price it right, it's profitable. It's just a matter of time when somebody buys it. This is a numbers game as far as the number of listings you have up. That's it, period. Yes, you have to do it in a easy-to-read format. Yes, you have to somewhat do your titles correctly. Yes, you have to have a compelling picture. But this is about the number of listings you have up. And just to give you an idea of what that takes so you have proper expectations, for every 100 listings you have up, especially if you do them in this format that we're doing, for every 100 listings that you have up, you're going to need approximately 500 listings to make sales all the time. So for every 100 listings, you're going to get 20 sales per month. That's one sale every 1.5 days, basically. So you need 500 listings if you want 2 or 3 sales a day, probably closer to 1,000 listings. I do 3 listings a day. That means 100 listings a month are going into my account. Is that really aggressive? No. But with everything else that I have going on, the training and the other platforms I deal with and stuff like that, and how busy my eBay account is, I know no matter what ball game I want to go to, no matter who wants to go out for dinner, no matter which kid wants some of my time, I can quickly do 3 listings and get my work done for the day and still go enjoy my family, enjoy my life, whatever I want to do. And so 3 listings takes me 42 minutes in the morning at the most, and I'm done listing. And then from there, it's literally learning new platforms or moving on to something bigger and better in my personal life. So $89.97 is what I decided on. We're still going to make money there because let's just take clear this 89.97 times 0.83 gives you the dollar amount that's left after you pay fees. $74 minus the $65 cost, we're going to make about $9 on this item after fees and possible sales tax. So probably even more money than that. So moving down here, we want to make the money go to our PayPal right away. We require an immediate payment. We do accept returns 30 days, not 14 days, because we do not want to give our buyers a reason not to like us. And 30-day listings get more rank than 14-day listings. I've done the beta testing. I've done the side-by-side analysis. I've listed the same items both with 30 days and 14 days, and I could give you months of data from the beginning of my career that shows that I had more sales with 30-day listings than I did with 14-day listings. And that goes same true for the return policy. There's 14-day listings, there's 1-day listings, there's auctions, everything up here. Down in the return policy, there's 30-day returns or 14-day returns, and we want the 30-day returns. So moving on down, we want to go flat cost to all the buyers. We want to go economy shipping, 1 to 10 business days. Handling time, after the free shipping over here is 3 business days. We do not do international shipping. Here's our exclusion list, and we're going to go ahead and list this item, see what it looks like. See if I made any mistakes, because I went so slow I might have made a mistake. And we're going to go ahead and check this out. So right there, we can see the right picture did not load over here, so we're just going to go revise that and change that over. And, you know, a lot of people start freaking out and everything else. We're going to, you know, just get it over there and go down to the bottom again. And, you know, they put questions in the chat. You know, I can't figure out how to load pictures and everything. You know, some of this stuff you just got to figure it out. You know, you got to try some things. You know, we're all new once, you know. Now the right pictures are a much better looking picture. We got a great price. We got free shipping. We got a great title. This is another area right here, Brian, that a lot of people struggle with. We got 13 days to get them this item, but yet it says they're going to have it by November 10th. You got to remember, this is eBay's estimate based on your location of when the buyer is going to have this item. This is not your promise to the buyer. This is eBay's estimation based on the location of the item when you, the buyer, are going to get that item. So if Brian went on this listing, he would have a different date here. If Sally went on this listing, she would have a different date here. It's wherever the buyer's location is. It is not your promise that they will have it by that date. And that's eBay doing that. This is all the stuff that's important here. And I didn't bold my title. I would go ahead and change that. But that's a good looking listing. There's not a reason for people not to like us here, Brian. They're gonna like us. They're gonna like everything about us. They like our picture. They like our price. You're gonna have feedback over here. They're gonna like that. They're gonna like the free shipping. They're gonna like the return policy. You got a nice, clean, easy to read format here. Nobody's gonna get confused. This item will sell. I will guarantee it will sell. And so I want to open it up to some questions, and why we're getting those questions, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and fix this title in here. Are you still there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm answering questions.
Okay.
So
there's got to be questions. I get them all week long after the webinars, so
yeah.
we might as well answer them now.
Yeah, I've been answering them in the chat. One of the ones, and I just want to make sure that your answer is the same as the one I gave. When you sell an item and you're using SKU Grid to track your products, you hit relist, so it relists it, and you don't have to put it back in SKU Grid, right? All the links should still be the same if you hit relist.
Well, SKU Grid relists it. So SKU Grid automatically relists it. So if you're hitting relist, you're doing work you don't have to do.
I didn't know SKU Grid did that. So there's a setting inside of SKU Grid that it'll relist it.
Setting inside of SKU Grid to automatically relist.
There you go. Okay, Michael. So go into SKU Grid. There's a setting that you can tell it to relist an item after.
Now, I'll be very upfront with everybody. Do I know everything about SKU Grid? No, not really.
Yeah.
The best place for SKU Grid training is on the SKU Grid Facebook fan page.
Yep.
They have so many videos on there. Those are the guys that actually run the company. Yeah. And Amisha Gratsky works for them. And she does the best video training on there. I can certainly do training and things like that, but the best way to do it is get involved with that group. If you're not part of that group, use Brian's link to sign up for SKU Grid, and he can add you to the Facebook fan page group, and you can literally ask a question, and I swear the guy that does the program answers it in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so it's a great place to be. It's a great place to be. So I fixed that listing. We're going to open that up here and look at it again. Looks really nice. See how nice and easy this is to read down here. There's nothing confusing. There's no way that somebody can just say I can't not like this person. I'm going to buy from them. And so it's a great looking listing. Mm-hmm. It's a great looking listing. So what else you got for questions?
Okay, I've been answering a lot of them. Eldon asked if you sell a lot of furniture. I said you can list anything you want. It doesn't have to be limited to furniture. List literally anything. Chris used an end table just as an example. People have this common misconception that there are the right and wrong items to list. There really isn't. List everything. There is
Let me show you guys something here.
There's a list floating around online of items that you can't list, like the certain electronics and certain branded products. So we'll try to find that list unless somebody has it, and you can post it in the chat, in the Facebook group. That would be great. There is certain products and brands that you can't list.
Right here, guys, that's how many items are just in this category that we're in. That's just this category. And so you can literally go into any category and find hundreds of thousands of items. I mean, it's crazy how many items there are. Now, it does narrow it down when you do over $49, but still, I have not met one person out of all the people that I've trained so far that has more listings than I do, and I've only been doing 3 a day since the first of the year. I deleted 2,500 listings on New Year's Eve instead of going out with my buddies. And people called me crazy, but I had to prove it to myself once again that you can start from ground zero and do this business. It took me till the end of January before I started selling things regularly again, but you can do this. It's so simple.
Yep.
It's about the daily routine and just staying confident about your business. I have so many people that that I've worked with that they do the daily routine, they have success. The people that don't do the daily routine, they're messaging you, a month later saying, I'm not selling nothing. Mm-hmm. Well, you're not listing nothing.
Yeah.
And then there's always the ignorance on fire person that does the listings, and they start selling, and they go, oh my God, can you show me how to ship? And I say, sure.
Yeah.
That's an exciting day when you make your first sale. And never lose that feeling, guys. I can't stress that enough. You have to sit in your computer. I've got my why taped right on my computer, and you have to remember the reason that you want to do this. Whether it's quit your job, whether it's buy some of your time back, whether it's to get your spouse out of their job, that is how you're going to get through all these little struggles. I struggle, Brian struggles, everybody struggles. We just struggle with different things. I'm technology challenged and physically challenged, but I get through it. Brian might be more challenged on some of the simpler things. He's a techie guy, and he's, people think different, but we all have our challenges. But I'll tell you what, I talk to my coaches, and I talk to Brian almost every day, and there's days that I call frustrated, and there's days I call with good news, bad news, but that's the reason we're all here, is to support each other. And so when you have a bad day, don't just quit and not do what needs to get done. Get in the chat, get in the group and say, hey guys, I'm struggling, I got to get my 3 done or my 5 done. I'm struggling to find items. Somebody give me an idea or something like that. Keep your questions in the group. There's more help there than, messaging me personally. If you guys saw the number of messages I get every day, oh, Lord, you just can't answer them all.
Right.
But when you get in the groups, like the SKU group or Brian's group, and ask questions, somebody is usually online and somebody's keeping an eye on it to answer the questions. But literally, guys, there is nothing that keeps me from doing my daily routine. I could be having the worst day in the world. The other day I was sick, and I told Brian, I got to go lay down for a little while, but I still got back up. I still finished what I needed to do. I just didn't say, I'm sick today, I'm not going to do it. I struggled through it. I got through it. And I believe that day I had 54 sales while I was laying down because I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
And so it was a crazy day. It was a crazy day, and you guys can do this. You guys can do this, and if you make your listings look like that, nice and clean and easy to read, and you present yourself nice to the public, and you got good feedback, people are going to buy from you. People will buy from you, and when you start getting repeat customers that buy from you all the time, they start bragging to you about it. They start saying, hey, this is my 3rd time buying from you. I love buying from you. You got fast shipping, or you've always treated me right. Those are the kind of people you want to send a private message to, and you just say, hey, the next time you're ready to order something from me, send me a message, and you know what, I'll shoot you $5 back or something. And that's the way people start coming back to you. I always leave feedback when I ship the item before they get it.
Yeah,
So when I ship the item, I leave feedback saying, something like great buyer.
Yeah.
So when they get their item, they've already got positive feedback. So it's kind of hard for someone to say, well, they left me great feedback. I'm going to leave them bad feedback.
Yeah. So I got a couple more questions here for you, Chris.
All right.
Joseph is asking a couple questions. Do you use a spidering technique, and how do you hide from other sellers?
Well, I can answer the first question.
Yeah.
I can answer the second question, too. Number one, I do not spider. And here's why. Just what Brian and I already said. Somebody has to be the first one to sell the item anyway. And I'll guarantee you everything on Amazon is sold on eBay, and everything on eBay has sold on Amazon. So do you spider and do the $1 undercut and all that stuff that other trainers train and things like that? I just don't think it's necessary. It's more important to get your listings up than it is to spider and find somebody that you can undercut.
I agree.
It's about the number of listings, guys. It's not about finding the perfect listing. Put 1,000 listings up and 20 good ones will appear. That's what it's about. Who cares about the 980 that don't sell? 20 of them are selling all the time.
Right. And then how do you hide your account from other sellers?
You can't.
Right.
I mean, you're out on the internet, guys. You're on the internet. How are you possibly going to hide your account? You can't. I'll guarantee.
Go ahead.
I'll guarantee it that if I wanted to, I could find Brian's account. If I wanted to, I could find Sam's account. If I wanted to, I can find this account. I know I could. And so you're on the internet. You're not going to hide from everybody. Somebody is going to run across your listing. Somebody is going to undercut you. And all of a sudden, but like I said, if you have an item that's been selling 3-4 times a week, and all of a sudden it stops selling, it's pretty easy to go in and find out if somebody copied your listing. All you got to do is search your words in the title up in eBay. Not all of them, just part of them, or search your description, or search your pictures, find out who's all using that. You know, you can right-click. Let me see here if I can. You can right-click on the picture and search Google for image. Okay, and there's the image right there, and you can go up in this column and leave the image in there and just type in eBay. And out of the magic of the internet, there is all the listings on eBay that are selling that item.
There you go.
And there is pages of them. Pages and pages and pages.
So I'm gonna address the next question. It says, can we use other stores, and what stores are the best? So yeah,
answer that, and then I'm going to answer that pretty hard.
Okay. Guys, Amazon has plenty of items for you to list from, and Amazon ships quickly. So if you just list items that are shipped from and sold by Amazon, you'll be safe. Your items will ship on time. They will be received by your customers on time, and you won't have any problems. If you start sourcing from other websites on the internet, you are opening yourself up to having issues if they aren't fast shippers or they run out of stock quickly. It just opens up a whole world of problems. Now, you can sell from any store you want. There are some out there that don't like drop shipping, and when they find out that you're drop shipping, they close your account and they permanently ban you from shopping on their site. So it's a risk that you can take if you want to, but really there's no reason to leave Amazon.
Okay, guys, Brian is a lot more political than I am. I get to ask this question probably between 200 and 300 times a month. Why do you only sell on Amazon? Because you can make more money selling on Overstock. Really? I says, here's why I sell on Amazon, and I'm dedicated to Amazon. And I'm not saying you can't go to the other sites. I'm just saying I don't. And here's the reason why. And Brian touched on it a little bit, and I'm going to touch on it really hard. Amazon, while Overstock is close, Amazon has incredible customer service, incredible shipping, incredible guarantees, and incredible products. And so there's no reason to go anywhere else when all these other tools that we want to use, stuff like SKUGrid, stuff like any other drop shipping software and everything, they all try to model Amazon. And so when their advertisements come out, try us, about this, they're saying things like, this is the #1 tool for Amazon. Everybody wants their tool to work for Amazon. And if Amazon has all the items available and everybody wants to be like Amazon, why would you not want to be part of that? I can't think of one reason. I've got just under 10,000 transactions. Just under. I just looked today. Just under 10,000 transactions. And I have yet on Amazon for somebody to tell me they won't take the return.
Right.
Yet, I get messages every day from people, oh, can't believe it. Walmart won't take the return. Really? What part of the training that I did it say use Walmart?
Yep.
It didn't say not to use them. I'm not saying don't use them, because sometimes they've got the best price. But what I'm telling you is when you do listings, list from Amazon, and then put Price Blink on your computer. And that's this little Chrome extension here. Put Price Blink on there, and then when you fulfill the order, fulfill it from the cheapest person, knowing that if it's not Amazon, you're running a risk.
Yep.
And if you're willing to take that risk, then don't do it. But I stay on Amazon because I don't want the headache. And you don't know how many times I've called Amazon and they say, listen, look at my order history. And they see 10,000 items in there. I say, I'm a drop shipper. I am so loyal to Amazon. I do not want to eat this $10, or I do not want to eat this $20. Please honor the price that was on here 20 minutes ago. And I have yet for them to tell me no. And it doesn't happen that often, but when it happens and you've got, a customer like that, they're going to help you out.
Yep.
They're going to help you out. Now, if you do go somewhere other than Amazon, I suggest you go to Overstock because they have the best rewards programs and the best coupons and the nicest items for the money, and you can couple it all with their rewards program and make big money with Overstock.
Yep.
But what I'm telling you, don't try to make SKU Grid work with Amazon, Overstock, Wayfair, Walmart, all at the same time. Pick one of your suppliers and stick with them. And make your monitoring tools set up to perform with that one supplier. Then when they're having issues, you fix it in SKU Grid or whatever you choose to use, and it fixes everything. It fixes everything. Just be loyal to somebody. I love Amazon. I love Amazon. And I love eBay. So that's why it's hard for me to convert to selling on Amazon and selling on these other platforms because I love eBay so much. I literally wake up in the morning and come over to my computer and say to myself, I am the best eBay lister out there. There is nobody better than me. I'm going to crack off these 3 listings and go out to 10 times today. Then, that's just the posture I have, and I would expect everybody else to have that same posture. Because you are the best. You've been trained by the best. You've had the best training programs. You've bought them all. You're just like everybody else. You just need personal people like Brian and I to encourage you to keep going. No video training, this video that we're recording now, is not going to keep you going. You need support from people. You need human interaction, whether it's in the group or a personal message. I'm really struggling, Brian, or I'm really struggling, Chris. I'm doing this, and I'm not getting the results. And if you can show, I've told this before, if you can show me that you're doing 3 listings every day the correct way and you're not getting results, I will personally spend time with you to get it right. Because I can't believe it's happening. If you do the listings and you do them right and you do them every day, you will sell items, plain and simple. I have the worst eBay lister, best friend of mine from high school, doing eBay listings. He is the worst at titling, pictures, pricing, everything. But he's doing it in the format that I told him, and he's selling items. And he calls me once a week and goes, sold another one. Sold another one. I said, just think when you get good at this. But he's doing 5 listings a day, and he's doing them wrong, and he's selling stuff. And he doesn't tie up my day saying, fix this, fix this. He just puts them up. And when I look at him, I go, gosh, who the heck told him to do a title like that?
Right.
But it's numbers. It's numbers, guys. You got to have numbers up there. When you go to your local Walmart, they don't have 10 items on the shelf. They have thousands and thousands. They don't just keep their 10 best sellers in the store. They put everything out there because you never know what somebody's going to like.
Yeah. All right, let me get to this last question, and I think we're going to wrap it up, Chris, because we're right at an hour.
Okay.
Mike is asking, what do you use for a primary return address on your eBay account, and does it matter?
Primary return address.
Like when you're doing returns. I don't think it matters.
I have my physical address on my eBay account just in case someone decides to ship something themselves and doesn't allow you to send them a return label. Like if they want to return, you say, great, let me get you a label, and they go ahead and ship it before you get them the label. I want it coming to my house.
Right.
So then I can print the label off and just have the carrier pick it up at my house. I don't want the customer shipping it right back to the manufacturer.
Right. Okay. Cool, cool.
But that's not a big deal. 99,999 times out of whatever, you know, hey, let me send you a free shipping label. Just hang tight. I'll put it to your PayPal email here in the next day or two.
Right.
And they don't want to go through the work of shipping something. So you mail them the label and tell them UPS is going to pick it up.
Exactly. Sweet. All right. So I think that should be everything. Great job, Chris. I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this training. I know everybody here appreciates your time, and I do for sure. Everyone who attended, thank you so much. We had a great turnout tonight, 37 people, and nobody left, which is awesome. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the group, in the Facebook group. Somebody will have an answer for you. If it's not me or Chris, I mean, that's the coolest thing about having a group like this is because, you know, somebody might ask a question and Nate might have the answer, or Debbie will have the answer, or Mike will have the answer. You guys can post answers and respond to each other inside the group, so we all have access to each other and we can all keep each other motivated. And that's the whole point of having the group. So what we'll do, I recorded this, so it will be posted as soon as I can convert the video file. I will post it in the videos section of the group so you can revisit it and watch it many, many times. Chris and I will probably do another webinar here in 2 or 3 weeks and share some more things and just help you guys out. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to make a post in the group. Please keep all your questions inside the group, though. Try not to PM me or Chris personally because we just cannot answer all the questions by ourselves, one-on-one. We've got way too many things going on. And again, that's why we have a group, so everyone can help each other. So with that, I hope you guys have a great night and enjoy your weekend coming up. And if you work, you have a job, Saturdays and Sundays are the best times to list because you're not actually at your job, at least most of you. So on those days, you should try to do 10 or 20 listings a day on the days that you're not actually at a job. Okay, guys, so have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.